All right. Officially call to order the Dayton Zoning Board of Appeals regular meeting here on June 24th, 2025. It is 7:01. If we could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so in attendance we have myself, Zachary Karen, the chair of the board. We got Greg, the vice chair, Dave Phillips, Elise Vincent, and we have a few on Zoom. We have, Carrie, if you just let us know officially who's on Zoom tonight.
Jonathan Gale,
Board member.
board member, Council Marguerite Mitchell,
And some members of the public, I think, too.
and our town administrator.
Yep.
And then we have two residents, Lisa Paquette and Tom Krinsky.
Sounds good. All right. So the first thing we'll be doing is to confirm our next meeting date, which would be Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025. Any conflicts, guys? You guys shall be around for that, or?
I'm good.
I believe I'm good
Okay.
at the moment.
I'm good.
First item on the agenda today is to... Yes.
I will not be available for that meeting.
Okay. So, to review, discuss, and act, Westerly Side, Stonegate Landing LLC, Westerly Side of Somerset Ave, Map 9. Status update of Phase 1. As you can see with our package, there's been a lot of correspondence, for which we have our attorney and we have Ralph, the town administrator, on today to basically discuss what's next and how to pursue going forward with this. Marguerite, if you want to catch us up on what transpired, you may. Because the applicant is not Fedorov is not here tonight, so.
Sure. So my understanding is that Carrie has done a very nice job on behalf of the board since your last meeting to send multiple correspondence and reminders to Mr. Fedorov, consistent with your request as well, to both by certified mail and by email, to both let him know that there's an outstanding balance of monies owed, including the stop payment monies that were issued for $5,000 of payments that he had last made to the zoning board, as well as additional balances owed on invoices that have been sent to the town. And also to let him know that the board wanted him to come before it, as he had indicated he would do, to address, the various open questions that you've been asking him to address. Carrie sent a follow-up reminder this week, and today Mr. Fedorov sent an email, a copy of which you have in your packet. You're certainly welcome to read that if you want, Mr. Chairman, into the record, but essentially that email indicated that he felt that the board was always informing him that he needed to pay additional monies in order to attend zoning board meetings, and he did not feel that he was making any progress anywhere with regard to his discussions with the zoning board, and he would not be appearing. I don't believe Carrie's emails to him had indicated that he needed to bring money to the meeting. I think it indicated that he needed to make payments because these payments were owed. But,
Correct.
that was Mr. Fedorov's statement. Carrie did provide that information to the town and to the board members and to myself. Additionally, Carrie received today a second email from an abutter or from a resident in the development who advised that he had some concerns with regard to the potholes in the roadway. She had previously received an email from a resident in the property who had concerns with the entryway to the property and the visibility in the sight line due to some overgrowth of various brush at that entryway, at that entranceway. And so she had asked Tom Ferry, the highway superintendent, to go out and inspect the property today, which he did do.
Mm-hmm.
He provided a report to the board as well, which again you can read into the record.
Yep.
If you want, I believe Carrie may be planning to do that.
Yes. Yep, Carrie.
And And then, Carrie, at my suggestion, replied to Mr. Fedorov and informed him that there were a few inconsistencies in the email he had sent from his previous representations to the board, including the fact that he had, in a prior email in the same chain, indicated that he would be attending tonight. And also that he now is indicating that Jeff Tardanico should not be copied. He's only a friend of Mr. Fedorov's, which was contrary to what he had previously informed the board.
Very much so, yeah.
About Mr. Tardanico's involvement. And then she also indicated to the board that the matter would remain on the agenda tonight for discussion by the board, that the board would be discussing what potential alternatives or options it could take at this time, including but not limited to notifying all permitting entities in the town that the board is requesting that it cease and desist from the issuance of any further permits until such time as Mr. Fedorov reinstates his communication with the board. And that she wanted Mr. Fedorov to be aware of that, and she also provided a copy of the 2 complaints from the residents in the property, as well as Mr. Berry's report to the developer, because again, the protocol and the practice of the board, whenever it receives any resident complaint in any of its 40B cases, is to notify the developer of that complaint with the hopes and expectation that the developer will address the complaint on his own and simply report back to the board what the outcome of that work has been. So there's no reason not to continue that practice, although there's additionally some other options the board could talk about tonight.
Yes, so I think the first thing I want to do is address the resident complaints. So if we could read Tom's latest message into the minutes and then go from there.
Okay. So.
Guys, we do not have this in our packet because he sent this afterwards.
Yeah. So Tom Ferry sent an email today, Tuesday, June 24th. He states, "Good afternoon. Please be advised I have traveled Stonegate Landing and can advise, and can advise that the roadway from Center Street brush needs to be trimmed back from the roadway both for visibility and to increase the width of the travel lanes. Also, the side of the roads throughout the development needs to be mowed where there is no occupied house lots. As for where the house lots are, the residents are mowing in those areas. This mowing is important to expose the fire hydrants better and not to impede in any way the ability for the fire department to locate them if needed. There is still a pothole repairs that need to be attended to. Those holes could grow in size quickly with the wrong weather event, and currently they do pose a safety threat to vehicles and pedestrians. It is my understanding there are complaints to the current roadway condition, and I suggest that they are addressed in the near future. There are other outstanding conditions that should be addressed also. Final paving, sewer infrastructure, standby generator from pump house, but these mentioned in the above paragraph should be addressed now. I would like to have a discussion to the completion of this project and to finish well, both for the residents living there and for the developer. At this time, there doesn't seem to be a good plan or direction. I would like to thank the planning board," he meant the zoning board, "for their efforts. This particular project has seen many zoning board members come and go. I look forward to seeing this project move forward to completion. Tom Ferry, Highway Superintendent."
So what can we do to get those fixed? I mean, I assume kind of needs to be said that anything that was done will be paid for by the town. It seems like I don't think we're going to get any money from the developer to fix anything. What do you think we should do, Marguerite? I mean, we can't leave these things unfixed.
So at this stage, I think that Mr. Ferry does need to at least send an outreach to Mr. Fedorov and Mr. Tardanico to try to set up a meeting. I think that you have to at least make that attempt.
Okay.
If he's not able to successfully set up a meeting within the next week or so, then I think that the town has the authority legally to go out and make the repairs that are necessary to address the safety concerns.
Okay.
As to some of the broader repairs, there perhaps may be a different plan that Mr. Ferry wants to recommend or think about doing. That's something that he could certainly propose to the board, or he could propose to the Board of Selectmen and/or the town administrator. It may involve some additional work by the town engineer, although there is a pretty recent report by the town's engineer as to
yeah.
what would be done to finish the roadway.
Yeah.
That's something that could certainly be explored later, but the more immediate safety concerns, I think that the town absolutely has the authority legally to go out and repair and then to invoice the developer and lien the property if
Okay.
He doesn't pay for it.
So, Carrie, can we get that going then?
Yep.
The town administrator's on tonight, so I'm not sure that this has to come necessarily from the zoning board per se. I think that the town administrator has the ability to work with the board or on behalf of the board
Okay.
to coordinate this with Mr. Ferry, unless you prefer not to. I want to do, I think there's definitely discretion in how the town approaches this.
Okay. So Ralph, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, thank you. I think I appreciate you having me on. And this is exactly what I was looking for. We received the complaints. I've had communication with Carrie on how do we resolve this. And I know that Mass General Law does not allow, in general, does not allow us to expend public funds on private roads, which this is. But in the case of emergency circumstances, so I know we have a bylaw which refers to snow removal, and it's my understanding that in the past, when the town has removed the snow and has invoiced Mr. Fedorov, it has been paid. I was just again seeking guidance from the ZBA and council as to what our next steps are, and I think I could articulate to Mr. Ferry on behalf of the ZBA that one, reach out to him, Mr. Fedorov, and his associate. Then give them a timeline, and if that timeline is not completed, I'll direct Mr. Ferry to take care of those immediate safety.
I think that's the piece that needs to be addressed right now, and then the longer term options really need to be explored further for the very reasons that the administrator said.
Zach, this is Jonathan.
Yep.
And I think, if I can throw my 2 cents in for a minute, I think a couple of things need to be thought about here for a minute, which is, this is a 40B development still under development. And what I mean by that is the state still has some say and control, potentially, over what Fedorov may be able to be forced to do, and or what the state may, I use that word, be able to step in and help mitigate or pay for. The monitoring agent, Veronica Truell, has asked to be involved in this process going forward because of the situation that the town finds itself in with Mr. Fedorov, which is, obviously he's behind on the 53G account. Separately, we have the property tax issue. He's also potentially tried to sell phase 2 privately, separately, which was declined, probably could have been because of the things being dealt with phase 1 right now. But the monitoring agent should be brought into this process, because that will determine for us to what extent the state can get involved with Mr. Fedorov and or mitigate, as I said, potentially some of the costs back to the town if he ultimately, we can bill him. But if he doesn't have the money, and if he does, go south, then we're not going to get anything. And I think it's important to bring the state into it because they still hold some of the keys, so to speak.
Marguerite, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm more than happy to have the board hear from Veronica Truell. I think that there's definitely would be useful to hear what if she believes she could do. My memory from the last time she came forward was that she was trying to work to support the residents in making the homeowners association operational.
Yes.
If she, that's a private issue between the homeowners and Mr. Fedorov, obviously, and certainly any support that they can get is always going to be appreciated. If she believes that she has some abilities to control Mr. Fedorov beyond, again, beyond what has already happened. I don't disagree that Mr. Fedorov attempted to try to find a way to sell or change who the owners were for phase 2, but he did do that through a process with the board that ultimately was withdrawn. So
Right.
he filed an application with the board that was ultimately withdrawn. He needs building permits to be able to continue building this development. He also, the risk is that he doesn't decide to pursue obtaining those building permits, and the town may just simply need to be leaving the property and waiting for that work to be done, and somebody else to come around to pick it up. Perhaps, though, what the monitoring agent could do is they may be able to locate some developer who's interested in completing this
Right,
project.
that's true.
And that might be a very, very helpful thing to have the town, hear about. So if you wanted to invite her to a future meeting, I'd be happy to talk to her ahead of time or talk to her at that meeting.
Yeah, let's do that. So let's
I think Marguerite is not available for the July meeting. So it would be at least the August.
that's fine.
Does it make sense to invite her to the August meeting? And because I have general communication with her, I'm happy to reach out unless you'd rather have someone else reach out, Zach. Or does it make sense to potentially set up a meeting with the monitoring agent first, and yourself as the chair perhaps, and the town administrator privately to see what direction she would recommend to go first?
That's not a bad idea. With just myself, Ralph, and maybe Marguerite and Veronica first.
Yeah. If you want, I can reach out and CC you all, and then I can drop off of it.
Yeah, the other piece that I would say is that I know you keep mentioning the state, but I believe that Veronica works for a state agency, maybe a contracted state agency, but it's not the state directly. So
I understand that she does, but she specifically is the one who talked to and mentioned about bringing DCHD into it to see what they would be able to do as her. That's who she would be going to on behalf of the town.
yeah.
Ralph, would you be okay with that if me, you, Marguerite, and Veronica were to meet beforehand?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So I guess, Carrie, do you have?
I guess if I asked the board before, it seems like we're heading towards a resolution or finishing this up. I just want to be sure and clear on the interactions, especially since we received the complaints from the residents
Yep.
there, and it is becoming a safety issue. So I want to be able to direct. I think what we had previously explained, have Mr. Ferry reach out and give a definite short timeline, and if that can't be done, we as a town can take action, and then invoice Mr. Fedorov and his associate. If the board is okay with that and council thinks that's the proper course of action, I will direct Tom to do that on behalf of the board.
If we can do that as soon as possible, like as soon as tomorrow, if possible, when it comes to the residents and their safety concern, that's my number one priority. So if we can get that done as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
Could we clarify what the highway department would be doing? Because it sounds like in his recommendation, the potholes are not the immediate, but it's all the cutting and the growth that's the immediate.
I think those two things were the potholes and the growth.
And fire hydrant.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and
Fire hydrant.
Fire hydrant.
not fire
That's, I meant that as part of the growth.
Yes.
I believe the safety concerns he noted in his email included the growth, the roadway visibility at the entranceway,
Right.
on Center Street, And then also the mowing of the grass on the lots that haven't been developed, and around the fire hydrants, and then some pothole repairs that he believes pose a safety threat. Mr. Fedorov has repaired potholes fairly recently when he's been made aware of them, so if Mr. Ferry, and he, you know, he's also met with Mr. Ferry, so he perhaps might be open to meeting with Mr. Ferry on the site. Mr. Ferry could walk the site with him and point out all the safety issues that he needs to address immediately. And, you know, that would be the most appropriate way to get this resolved. If that's not possible, and Mr. Ferry is able, and I would really encourage him to document his attempts to reach out to Mr. Fedorov, and also have him put in writing the deadlines that he has imposed, then at that point in time, the town can go in and do that work that he's identified needs to be done.
Okay.
Email, if it's okay with you, to Veronica Truell, and to all of you, to really do the introductions and make it clear in that email also that I will not be part of that process, but I will send that out to everyone tomorrow.
Sure.
So we can get the process going.
Yep,
That's okay with you.
Yep, that's fine. Myra, is there anything else you can think of?
So again, my other suggestion would be that the town, or the board take a vote to authorize Carrie to send a letter to all permitting entities of the town, so that would at minimum include the building department, the water district, the sewer commissioners, Board of Health, Conservation, with a copy to the town administrator and to the Board of Selectmen, indicating that the board is looking to have them cease and desist the issuance of any further permits from for the Stonegate Landings development until such time as Mr. Fedorov has returned to communicating with the Zoning Board of Appeals.
Okay.
And I know that's a it's a harsh letter to impose,
But we're at that stage.
but I think you're at that point.
And we have to.
I would recommend it at this stage.
I mean, I know we had talked about it a few months ago, and we had said maybe not yet, but we have to do that now. It's at that point now.
I think that should actually be done through a vote of the board, though.
Okay.
To be proper.
Okay, so then I will make the motion that we send a letter to all the necessary town boards. Also, to make sure the selectmen are on that, as well as the town administrator. That the Dayton Zoning Board of Appeals is looking to put a cease and desist on any permits granted to Fedorov until the communication has been brought up to speed, or the monetary aspect.
I would just say the communication returns to the Zoning Board of Appeals.
Okay. Until he returns to the Zoning Board of Appeals. Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, Greg Logan, I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye, Zachary, Karen.
Roll call.
Yep. Aye, Zachary, Karen.
Aye, Greg Logan.
Aye, David Phillips.
Aye, Elise Vincent.
Aye, Jonathan Gale.
All right. Did Sue come on? I saw someone come on just address his iPhone. I thought maybe that was her.
That might be her.
His I. Oh, it's I for iPhone.
Oh, we got appropriate votes, so.
What?
We have appropriate votes.
Okay. So that's it. So that's all set then.
Okay.
All right. Anything else, Marguerite?
The last thing I would suggest is that you do have a standing agenda item for Stonegate Landings. It may be that you don't have more information to report, but that you have a standing agenda item for Stonegate Landings in case Mr. Fedorov does decide to return in light of this cease and desist letter that you've just authorized.
Okay.
So I do have one question. In that letter that we're issuing to the town department, should we be CCing Mr. Fedorov as well? So that he's aware?
Yes, absolutely. You should get a copy of that. And you may want to indicate in there that the Zoning Board of Appeals will maintain a standing agenda item for Stonegate Landings at every meeting should Mr. Fedorov decide to return and communicate with the zoning board.
Okay.
Before I let or not let them go, but before we no longer need Marguerite and Ralph, I know that they are members of the public on this night's call. I think I would assume specifically for this. Is there anything that if they have anything that they want to address, especially if they're different than things that we've already talked about? They certainly can. I know we have a few on there. So I saw Lisa. I know who Lisa is. I saw Tom, and I saw a couple just under iPhone. Obviously, Tom and Lisa. If you don't have anything, that's more than fine. But is there anything else you'd like to add? You can certainly do so.
I'm just tuning in, so
Okay.
thank you.
No problem.
I can update you in that they finally came and created the swale,
Okay.
which became quite a moat and a scar on my land. So I am hiring someone that's gonna come tomorrow to fix the problem with French drains.
Good. Okay. Well, I mean, not good, but I mean, at least like it's
Right, I'm taking care of myself because they're not gonna take care of me.
doesn't sound like it at this point. I know we tried the best that we could do on our end, but yeah, I'm obviously the way this has been handled on him is an embarrassment. But hopefully we're nearing the steps as to the point that the town can finally start doing things about it. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So there were a couple.
Zach?
Yes.
Zach? This is Susan Pritchard.
Hi, Sue.
I couldn't unmute my phone.
That's fine. You're good.
So, but I obviously heard everything that was said, and I am in agreement with that letter. Unfortunately, it's come to that.
Okay.
Right.
So just for the record, that you were an aye, you were a yes on that vote, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Any more members of the public that have anything they want to say? I don't think so at this point. I think that was just. Okay. So I guess Marguerite and Ralph, I guess we're all set.
I think Marguerite wanted to talk about the meeting minutes relative to the 233R.
Oh, okay.
She's suggesting a couple revisions
Okay.
to the minutes before you approve them tonight.
Okay. So, but we're all set with Stonegate at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. So Ralph. Oh. Yes, Ralph.
Yes, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You're good.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
We're good then.
All right, thanks, Tom. I interrupt Ralph. Sorry, Ralph. So just let me know about Tom and your commission with him if you can.
Well, yeah, we'll do, Zach.
All right, thank you.
I'm sorry.
Who's gonna be the point person that I should have Veronica reach out to? That I have her reach out to?
Carrie.
Okay, very good. I'll get that out tomorrow.
Thank you. All right. So members of the public that were here for Stonegate, we're all set talking about that topic. Feel free to stay on if you want to, but just wanted to let you know that we are wrapping up our discussions with Stonegate tonight. Marguerite, so about 233R. What were your comments on the minutes?
There were a few points of revision to those minutes. I sent Carrie some specific language relating to one of the paragraphs.
Okay.
And then additionally, I'm just trying to pull the minutes up right now, give me a moment. The voters listed for that, so even though the beginning of the minutes indicates that the voting members were Zach, Jonathan, and Elise, the vote itself, the record of the vote, somehow lists Zach Gregory and David Phillips. So
Okay.
I think you need to amend that.
Yep.
And then the other paragraph that there were some slight modifications to had to do with the paragraph at the bottom of page 2 of 5. So I sent Carrie some revised language. I believe Carrie, if you want to, do you have that, or I can pull up my email?
Yep, I'm pulling it up now.
Okay. I think that if you are comfortable with those revisions, then you could probably take a motion to approve the minutes as revised with
Okay.
the revisions suggested by Attorney Mitchell.
Okay.
So I will read, you want me to read that? Okay. So her suggested revisions to the May minutes for the public hearing on case 01-25233R Summer Street, highlighted additions and strikeout deletions. So I will read the highlighted for the revision.
Okay.
If that makes sense. The board expressed concerns about the self-created hardship in the property's history of denial. Attorney Mitchell noted that the lot's legal status, pre-existing non-conforming, changed when it was held in common ownership with an abutting property, and then recreated when it received endorsement from the planning board to subdivide the land without needing approval under subdivision control law in accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 41, Section 81P. However, the subsequent subdivision did not create the parcel as a buildable lot and amounted to a self-created hardship. Attorney Mitchell further explained that while the property has an illegal structure, the self-created hardship through subsequent subdivision in 2003 meant the variance request could be denied. Upon the request of Clerk Jonathan Gale seeking an updated plan detailing information about driveway placement, fire apparatus, turnaround space, and utilities, the board determined updated plans are unnecessary. Attorney Mitchell clarified that the address issue is not a legal barrier to proceeding with the case and that it is not the board's authority to determine the address.
Okay. So I'll make the motion that we approve the meeting minutes from May 27th, 2025 as edited, as amended, sorry, with the edits that Carrie just read.
So moved.
As well as, there was 2 amendments, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll second that, Mr. Chairman. Greg Logan.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye, Zachary Karen.
Aye, Greg Logan.
Aye, David Phillips.
Aye, Elise Vincent.
I, Susan Pritchard.
I don't remember.
She doesn't need to be at the meeting, she just needs to approve the minutes being corrected.
I actually was on Zoom at that meeting.
Okay.
Okay, all set. All right, public input in correspondence, anything?
I'll let Marguerite go.
Oh yeah, Margaret, you're all set, sorry.
It's okay, I just wanna make sure you are meeting in August, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm trying to double check the date. Sorry.
Give me 1 second.
I have August, I don't actually have a meeting in August, cause you usually don't meet in August.
So do you want to then switch and then maybe not have a July meeting? If John can't go, do we have anything coming up on the agenda? We do.
I have an application.
No, it doesn't matter. We have an application coming forward anyway. Doesn't matter.
Sorry. So yes, just to confirm, the August meeting will be August 26th.
August 26th, your meeting? Okay.
Yep.
Be here before we know it.
Triple checking that I haven't had a conflict arise.
Okay.
Nope, I am available and I'm going to make a note to hold that. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Okay, so I'll see you all in August. I hope you all have a nice summer.
Thank you. You too.
You too.
2. Bye, Marguerite.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right. Any correspondence or anything like that, guys?
Zach, you missed
Surplus.
Thank you.
surplus.
We have one more agenda item. Is to discuss the vote on the surplus equipment disposal. On our minutes, we do have listed the HP ProDesk 400 hard drive, as well as the ViewSonic LED monitor. We have recently been advised to not consider the disposal of the hard drive yet, and make a motion to just vote on the disposal of the monitor. Is there a motion?
Jonathan.
Yes, John.
No, he moved.
Oh, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye, Greg Logan.
Aye, Zachary Karen.
Aye, David Phillips.
Aye, Elise Vincent.
I, Susan Pritchard.
All right. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Denied.
John?
I'll second that, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Karen.
They say we fill the pothole with that.
Roll call?
I, Elise Svensson.
John, go ahead. Susan, are you okay with adjourning?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Jonathan is too.
Thank you, Jonathan.
All right, we're good.
Have a-